All right, welcome everybody. Joined by senior standout, 12-time All-American and 2012 national champion Brittany Geyer from the women's swimming team. Brittany, thanks for the time. And
thanks for inviting me.
You're almost a little bit of a guinea pig as we try to start these podcasts, give a little bit of insight to the fans and followers of all the athletics programs. So thanks for kind of testing it out. We'll start off with swimming. You guys are coming up on the postseason. I think most of you guys would consider this the most important time of the year. How has 2014-15 gone overall to this point? You know, evaluating the team, where do you think you guys are, and how's the season been going?
I think the season's been going really well. We've had a lot of people really stepping up to the plate this year, and so going into Empire 8, it's really exciting because hopefully this year we have a pretty good shot at winning, so hopefully we can come back home with the title and also qualify some relays and more individuals for the NCAAs.
It's such a long season. Like, I think you guys started, what, in September?
Second week of school.
So from September now, and then, you know, standout athletes like yourself and anybody that's actually swimming through the conferences, you're from September to essentially February. How do you guys do it? Better question. Take me through a day, like a normal day, or maybe a pair of days with like a practice, a lift, another practice. How does that work for you guys?
So in a typical day, we wake up for practice. I generally practice at 6:30, and it usually consists of an hour of lifting, an hour of swimming, and then afterwards I usually shower, eat breakfast, go to class, do my whole day-to-day routine, do some homework in there if I have time. Then I come back in the afternoon for another practice that's generally just swimming, and that's where the bulk of our work comes in. And then afterwards, either go back to night class or study some more, go to meetings for whatever I'm involved in around campus, and after that, catch up on the rest of my homework and go to bed and do it all over again.
You kind of, alluded to it a little bit, but I guess how do you fit it all in? I guess if you were telling a freshman, that you're gonna have 3 practices and you got to dominate it in the classroom as well, I guess what's been the key for you? Obviously, maybe your athletic ability might be above and beyond certain other people's, but overall, you guys are all competing and are all dealing with the same kind of things in terms of class and being pulled in different directions. What are one or two of the biggest things that you've used to be successful on both school side and then swimming wise?
I think it's something we've all kind of learned as we've gone through our swim careers, and obviously I keep track of everything in a planner and simple things like that, and I use my Google Calendar so I can see an outline of my day, and it blocks off what times you're busy, so you can't get anything done when you're in class, obviously, or when you're in practice you can't do homework. So just seeing that visualization of when you have those empty blocks of space to do whatever you have to do really helps. And also reaching out to other people on campus, and when I was the underclassman, reaching out to older team members and having them help me if I was struggling, or usually they can offer some insight and just help you connect the dots in some assignments or help with the lab that you're not quite getting. And so now that I'm an upperclassman, it's really great that I can help other underclassmen too as well.
You in your first answer taking me through the season, you kind of talked about Empire 8s and stuff like that. I think you more focused on the team level. Something that is always so amazing to me is it's such an individual sport. However, you guys probably pull for each other, both your own women's teammates and then your men's teammates. You guys are obviously working out together. You pull with each other so hard. How does that individual yet team dynamic work? Is it just something built into the kind of networking or wiring in swimmers? It always amazes me. I mean, one of the things that I remember most vividly is watching the men's team beat TCNJ, I think, last year, but the entire program going absolutely insane for that one victory on the men's side. Talk a little bit about that team dynamic and where that might come from.
Okay, so obviously we have such a long season throughout the year, and it's obviously grueling and tiring to just put forth so much effort constantly and be drugged to practice every morning 5 days a week, getting up that early before the sun. And so having the team really helps keep you motivated and like keeps you on track to your goals. And like as a women's team this year before the season, we made a whole poster of all the things we wanted to accomplish, and just having each other there at practices to like push you or like race each other, and everyone kind of holds each other accountable for, and like people will call each other out if you're kind of slacking one day. And so that really helps you like know that it's not just you're hurting if you're taking it easy one day. Everyone else wants you to succeed as well. And so having those big team victories like TC&J last year, both teams want each other to succeed in the end. And so having a huge support system with 50-plus teammates is great.
If you're speaking to a recruit, and I know I'm sure Brad will like this and hopefully you give a good answer, but if you're speaking to a recruit, and obviously you probably had some things that you were weighing and places that you may or may, that you were thinking about going, why is Stevens a great place? You can take that from a swimming standpoint, an overall standpoint. Why has Stevens worked out well for you? I'm assuming it's worked out.
Yeah, of course it has. So Stevens, basically when I was going through the recruiting process, I was looking at schools across all different divisions in different parts of the country, and what made Stevens stand out to me was that it had the athletic program that had people constantly excelling and succeeding in what they wanted to do, and it had academics that were top-notch and I felt like going through that I would be able to succeed in my industry and get a job. And also I loved being by New York City and having so much to do, and coming from a small town in Ohio, it was such a change, but I loved it. But also that we have a separate campus away from the town of Hoboken, so it allows us to really kind of be our own selves and have that college atmosphere as well.
And I know I'm jumping all over the place. I probably should have had a little bit more of a organized line of questioning. Back to kind of swimming, and this will probably be the last kind of swimming question for you. Empire 8s are coming up, and then nationals. What are your personal goals? Whether they're tangible or just, hey, I want to improve upon this, or what are your goals for the conference tournament as an individual, and then for the national championships come March?
For conferences as an individual, my goal is obviously just to win my events and help get the team as many points as we can so that we can win that title of Empire 8 champions. And then going forward to NCAAs, I want to become a national champion again in the 200 breaststroke and also break the national record in that event.
Wow, that's legit. That's good to hear. And now we'll kind of, first of all, good luck. That'll, everybody I'm sure will be following.
Thank you.
How close to the national record are we or you in that specific event?
About 2.5 seconds.
So 2.5 seconds from your previous best time?
Yes.
That's what it is? Okay. All right, so I think college life is a lot more than classroom and the pool. Your favorite part about this area is your access to the city, or the combination? What's your favorite part about Hoboken? I guess just this area, maybe the tri-state area.
I think just being able to experience so many different things. Like going into New York City, you have the opportunity to do pretty much anything, eat anything you want, go to any sort of festival, Broadway shows, music festivals in the summers, like anything you want to do, you can do while you're here. When
you are feeling like a complete lazy person, what are you watching on TV, or are you cooking? Are you reading? Like, what's that? I think something that, or at least I sometimes forget, is like there's the personal side of you guys. Like, it's not just practice, school, practice, okay, come to a game or two. What are we watching on TV? If we don't watch TV, what are we doing?
Definitely watching Pretty Little Liars. That's my favorite show. I'm a little behind right now, but hopefully while we're at Empire 8, I can have some downtime to catch up. I also like Once Upon a Time. Over Christmas break, that was my binge-watching show with my sister.
So I feel like everybody, or at least I heard a lot of my student workers at the basketball game were talking about Better Call Saul on AMC. Do we watch? You guys don't watch that? Okay, so that was a fail on my part. Once swimming is done, and you kind of move on to the not that school's over, but March and then April, May. You're down the home stretch after swimming's over. What are some things that you're gonna look to do at the end of the year, and then plans after graduation?
You mean end of the school year?
Yeah.
So obviously, I want to enjoy my time in New York City and like the area and at Stevens, since I don't have a job yet. So I want to make sure if I do move out of the area, I've experienced everything I want to do, and like simple things like I want to see the sunrise on Castle Point. So things like that I want to just check off my bucket list before I graduate.
Which is the absolutely best sunrise ever. It's awesome.
As I've heard, so hopefully.
You've never seen it one time?
Not the full, so I've like caught a glimpse on the way to practice, but I've never sat outside.
Just sat, watched. Yeah, I think it's pretty good. I know that I've run down before from where I live down to the pier, watched it, and then gone back. So it's pretty awesome. Are you feeling like, oh man, I want a job, or are you kind of like, let's just graduate, see where the cards fall? And are you kind of like that, like very I need to figure this out, or kind of just like things are going to take care of themselves? I mean, I'm more of a things will take care of themselves type person.
I'm the opposite. I want a job and I want to have it planned out. So like right now I have a couple things on my plate that I'm like deciding between. So hopefully soon I'll have it all figured out and it'll be stress-free mostly for the rest of the school year, and I can just enjoy myself.
Stress-free, hopefully with another couple All-Americans, maybe get that number to 15, I don't know, and then become the second ever two-time national champ at Stevens, and then hopefully the first ever national record holder. That'd be pretty awesome. Best of luck the rest of the way, Brittany, and thanks for giving this a shot.
Thank you, and thanks for having me.
All right, welcome everybody. Joined by senior standout, 12-time All-American, and